The moment Daniel Carter let go of the envelope, he felt as if he had handed away the very last piece of his future. Inside that thin, worn envelope was everything he had left. Not just money, not just papers, but hope. Daniel stood near a quiet bench in Liberty Green Park, a large city park tucked between tall glass buildings in Seattle. Early morning light filtered through rows of maple trees, their leaves gently moving in the breeze. Joggers passed by, a city bus hissed as it stopped nearby, and somewhere in the distance, a helicopter hummed softly above the skyline. Life was moving forward, even if Daniel felt stuck in place. He was a single father, a veteran, and a man who had already lost more than most people could imagine. Daniel had served his country for years. He returned home with medals, discipline, and memories he rarely spoke about. What he didn't return with was stability. His wife passed away shortly after his return, leaving him alone with their 6-year-old daughter, Emily. Since then, every day felt like a quiet battle, not with weapons but with bills, exhaustion, and fear. That morning, Emily was at school. Daniel had dropped her off on his old motorbike, the engine coughing as if it shared his fatigue. He smiled for her like always. He promised her everything would be okay like always. Then he rode away, carrying a weight he never allowed her to see. In his pocket was the envelope. Inside were documents for a small veterans assistance program and the last emergency cash he had saved. That money was supposed to help him keep their tiny apartment for one more month. But then something happened. As Daniel sat on the park bench, staring at the fountain reflecting the sky, he noticed a woman sitting a few feet away. She held a sleeping toddler wrapped in a thin blanket. Her eyes were tired. Not just physically tired, but deeply worn, the way eyes look when they've cried too many nights in a row. A city bus stopped nearby. People stepped off, busy, distracted. No one noticed her. No one stopped. Daniel overheard a phone call. Her voice was shaking. "They said the shelter is full. I don't know where to go. I have nowhere else." The call ended. Silence followed. Daniel looked at the envelope again. His hands trembled. This was his last safety net. His last chance. He thought of Emily's smile. He thought of promises he made. He thought of all the times people walked past him when he needed help the most. The wind rustled the leaves. Somewhere church bells rang faintly. Time seemed to slow. Daniel stood up. He walked toward the woman. His boots felt heavier with every step. He gently placed the envelope beside her and cleared his throat. "I don't have much," he said quietly, "but maybe this can help you today." The woman looked up, confused. She opened the envelope. Her hands shook as tears instantly filled her eyes. "No, I can't take this," she whispered. Daniel smiled, though his chest felt tight. "Please," he said, "you need it more than I do right now." That was the moment he gave his last hope away. He walked back to his bench and sat down, staring at the fountain again. His heart pounded. Fear crept in fast. What would he do now? He didn't know that someone else had been watching. Daniel didn't notice the man standing near the park entrance. He wore a simple jacket and held a coffee cup, quietly observing the scene that had just unfolded. His name was Michael Reynolds, a local journalist who often walked through Liberty Green Park to clear his mind before work. Michael had seen many stories in his career, but something about that moment felt different. No cameras, no audience, just a man giving away the last thing he had. Michael approached Daniel slowly. "I'm sorry," he said gently. "I couldn't help but see what you did." Daniel sighed. "It wasn't much," he replied, "just the right thing." Michael sat beside him. They talked, slowly, honestly. Daniel spoke about Emily, about losing his wife, about serving his country, about struggling in silence. He didn't ask for help. He didn't complain. He just spoke the truth. Nearby, the city park continued its rhythm. Children laughed near the swings. A police car rolled past without sirens. The helicopter was gone now, replaced by birds circling above the trees. Later that day, Michael did something unexpected. He wrote about Daniel. Not with pity, but with respect. The story was posted online that evening. It described a single-dad veteran who gave away his last hope to help a stranger. No names at first, no exaggeration, just humanity. By the next morning, something incredible happened. People began sharing the story, thousands, then millions. Messages flooded in, veterans, parents, strangers from different cities and villages across the country, people who had been helped once, people who wished they had been. Someone recognized Daniel. Another person found his name. A local radio station called. Then a veterans organization reached out. Daniel was at a bus stop when his phone rang. He almost didn't answer. "Mr. Carter," the voice said, "we'd like to help." Within days, support arrived. Not just money, but opportunity. A stable job offer working with a community veterans program, housing assistance, school support for Emily. But the most emotional moment came when Daniel returned to Liberty Green Park with his daughter. They sat on the same bench. The fountain sparkled in the afternoon sun. Emily swung her legs and smiled. "Daddy," she said softly, "are we okay now?" Daniel looked at her. Tears filled his eyes. "Yes," he whispered, "we are." Above them, a helicopter passed by, sunlight flashing off its side, moving forward into the open sky. Daniel understood something then. Hope doesn't disappear when you give it away. It multiplies. Daniel's story didn't end with a job or a place to live. It continued in quieter, more powerful ways. Every morning, he now walked Emily to school without fear in his chest. Every evening, he returned home knowing tomorrow was no longer a question mark. He volunteered at the same park where everything changed, helping others who sat on benches with tired eyes and heavy hearts. The woman he helped that day, she found shelter, she found stability. Sometimes they crossed paths, they never spoke much. They didn't need to, a smile was enough. The city kept moving. Buses came and went. Cars rushed past. Motorbikes echoed through the streets. Villages beyond the city carried their own silent stories. Acts of kindness were happening everywhere, unnoticed, unrecorded. Daniel's act was simple, but its impact was extraordinary. And that is the truth about kindness. It doesn't require wealth. It doesn't demand perfection. It only asks for courage. Dear viewers, if this story touched your heart, take a moment to reflect. Somewhere near you, someone is sitting quietly, carrying a burden you cannot see. A small act can change everything. Please comment below and share what this story made you feel. If it inspired you, like this video and share it with your friends so this message can reach more hearts. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel Kindness Quest, where we bring you real stories that restore faith in humanity. Your support helps us continue spreading hope, one story at a time. Because kindness, when shared, never truly runs out.